Hello everyone, welcome back to Boss Up with me, Yana. Today is officially the first video, I guess. This is really exciting. Before I go too far, grab a pen and a notebook and come on back. First things first, right? We need to get our monthly expenses in order. So I would say I absolutely hate budgeting. I can't budget because I can never just stick to it. Also, I feel like majority of the time life happens and I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna budget, so now I can't. No, I can't do that. So I would say if you are super into budgeting and you're a super meticulous person and you check every detail, you even sit with your receipts and calculate every penny spent, that kind of vibe, this video is probably not for you. It might frustrate you. I'm just trying to strike a balance between, like somewhere in between budgeting but not really, just having some sort of a structure. So you are monitoring your expenses, you are watching how much is coming in and how much is going out. So we're just checking our inflows and outflows basically, okay? So first thing I did this afternoon, actually, I'm very serious about this journey, okay? So first thing I did is write out all my expenses. And I was in utter shock. When I tell you I'm in shock, okay, so the first half of the year is usually very expensive for me because it has a lot of birthdays. But especially this year, a lot of us were turning 30. That's me and my friends. We were turning 30. Everybody was having a celebration and it just was very expensive. And then I had a couple of projects that I was working on while I being, and people kept running away with my money. It was just a mess. That's a story for another video where I explain to you how I got myself in this really bad position financially, right? That's a completely different video. Today, I just want us to get our expenses in order. So, my pen and my notebook, my phone, I just wrote out everything. So, I started with the two most important things to me is house and car. So I wrote out how much I spend on my house, and that is mortgage payment and levies, right? Because I live in a complex, so we have to pay levies. Then next up is my car. This is very interesting because it recently went up a little bit. I think the interest rates have gone up now because the amount went up. And it's gonna go up again actually because I have requested it to be increased because I'm on a mission to get another car soon, so I'm prepping myself. So here's another tip before we go far. If you want something, you need to prep in advance. Don't just wake up and decide like, yeah, I want this, because that might get you in a bit of trouble, right? So I do know for fact that in the next 6 months to a year I want another car, so I have started prepping for it, and I have increased my monthly repayments. That is a story for another day. So yeah, it is going to increase from the amount I have here right now. Then I have my medical aid. So yeah, my company doesn't pay my medical aid for me, guys. For those who don't know, I work for a brand new company, so we are still kind of working on certain things. So for now, I am 100% paying for my own medical aid, so I have that expense there. Then I have Wi-Fi, I have Motello, and I have subscriptions. So I started with items that I know for fact that money is going to leave my account. It's debit orders, just everything that I've set up to just pay automatically. That's what I started with. That total has me shook. Okay, so that's where I am. Then I move on to other things like electricity and water. So electricity is not so bad. I spend around 300 a month. That's not too bad. It also depends. In summer, I know I spend a little less. In winter, I spend a little more because I do switch on the geyser more often and such and such and such, right? And water, my water bill is always very little. I pay about maybe 300 bucks every 6 months or something, so maybe 600 bucks a year. So I didn't even include it here. I don't even know how much my monthly bill is. It's very, very little. So I usually just pay whenever I pay ahead, right? And yeah, it's usually like 600 a year, but the past year it was $1,000 because I have a garden now and making nosetas and stuff. So that's what led up to my water bill being a little higher than normal. And then there is food. I have on $1,000, but I probably spend more. It's just that the first half of the year has been very busy, and I didn't spend a lot of time at home cooking and stuff. So I only bought food when I want to make something, then I'll buy food. I don't think we had some sort of like structure, like every month I'm paying this much on food. It was a bit like unorthodox Yana when it comes to food, but I think I probably spend more. It's just that I've spent a lot of time with my mans and my bestie, my souli, and everybody would chip into food. So that's why I think that's a fair estimate. It might be a fair estimate. Then I have on my list here money to blow. Okay, let me give you a tip. You need this in your budget. You need this in your budget or non-budget or whatever you want to call it. You need money to blow. That is money that you don't need to account for. You take it and just spend it on whatever you want. The sun is going down. I hope the lighting doesn't change too much. You spend it on whatever you want. You can buy yourself clothes, go out with your friends, whatever you want. Just blow that money. You don't have to account for it. So that's my money to blow. Then petrol. So this used to be maybe like 3 or 4 full tanks. Now it's like 1 and almost full. It's wild. It's just crazy. This is crazy. So yeah, that comes up to that 3.5. That's crazy. And these are amounts that can change, right? It could be a little more, a little less. That's why I have them in their own section. Okay, so that brings my total to around 15K. And that is what I have decided is the money that I need to live comfortably. And I have decided that that is my monthly budget. And I have decided that that is my salary. I've decided that. Disclaimer. It's not true. That's not actually how much I get paid, but that is an amount that I have decided to pay myself, and I have decided that that is the amount of money that I need to live comfortably. I'll be fine. I am going to try to survive off of this. That is the goal. Okay, I'm going to try to survive off of this money, and then I am hoping that that will free up some of my other income streams to invest, save, and just work my way up to where I was. And once I have the money, then I will decide what I want to do with the money. I already have an idea of what I want to do, so the main thing for now is to just stack up the cash. So this is my final recovery plan. I would like to live off of this. I'm gonna do it. Okay, the reason why it's funny is because I've been living a very reckless life, and I have to kind of simmer down a bit. And this is funny because I was spending so much more than this, because there was the going out, the birthdays, it's just been a wild 6 months. The travel, it's been wild. So I am now trying to settle down and change my mindset. Whew. Okay, that's my salary from now going forward, and that is what I'm gonna live off of. And if I want to do anything else, I'm gonna have to make some adjustments to these figures. I'm working with that from between electricity and petrol. That's what I'm working with. I can only adjust those if I want anything else above and beyond this. Okay, so anyway, that's what I'm gonna do. So on your piece of paper, write down all your expenses. So write down all your debit orders and so on. If you don't have any, it's okay. Just start with your monthly expenses. Write everything out and then award yourself money. Say this is my salary. This is it. Anything outside of that, we are banking it. We are putting that in the bank. We are fixing it in an account. We are not touching it. We're not touching that money no matter what. Okay? That is our goal. That is our goal. We are not touching that money. We are banking. If you have side hustles, whatever, we're taking that money, it's going straight to the bank. We're not blowing this money. Okay? Now, there is someone who just said, oh, but Yana, you go to the gym and you have a trainer. Da 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 da. You didn't put that in your expenses. Okay, this is true. The reason why I didn't put it on my list is because it's not a monthly expense for me. It's a new expense. I budgeted for it last year. I was meant to do it for 3 months only, and then I started, when was this? I'm trying to think of the month. Recently, I think towards the end of April, I started Operation Mind, Body and Soul. Basically, I was just going through a bit of a hard time and I needed to consciously put in steps to make myself feel better. So it's not a monthly expense per se. I will probably find a way to maybe make it fit into my budget. Right now it's just a bit high because I need it at that level right now. So I am spending 3K on my body right now. So that's gym fees plus trainer. Then my mind, I'm seeing a therapist, so I'm spending about $1,000 a month. Oh, Lord. Whew. So Operation Mind, Body and Soul. I haven't even started the soul part really. I started reading and stuff, so I'm working on it. The main thing there is supposed to be church, and of course with church, you do give some money to the church. But over and above that, I do give money. I do give charity. I don't know if I can call it charity, but I gift money. I do in many different ways, right? I need to slot that somewhere as well. I need to figure out how to go with that one. But anyway, long story short, I'm saying this is not going to be like a monthly expense. That's why I haven't slotted it in what I'm going to do going forward. So this budget is going to start end of June or end of July. That means I need a minute. I need to see my therapist at least once a month now, I think. Then with gym, I think I can get either a gym partner or I can reduce my sessions as well so it isn't as expensive, and then figure out how to fit it into my monthly budget. Okay, I'll figure it out. But the main thing is I've just done a self-audit and I encourage you to do the same. So go sit down with yourself, have a meeting with yourself. I had a meeting with myself and I came up with this. Have a meeting with yourself and write down all your expenses and basically how you plan to cover those expenses. So my plan is to, from my earnings, give myself a salary of, I think it's going to be around 15K to handle all my monthly expenses, and then make sure that I save every single cent that I make outside of that. That's the plan. I know I can live way below this and be fine. I know, and I have done it before. It's just that I've been working 7 years now, and genuinely I believe my life would be further than it is now, but it isn't. But it's okay, because I don't let that take away from how much I have accomplished so far. I'm very proud of myself, and that's why I can admit when I have taken an L. I can admit when I've taken an L, and I can say, sit your ass down, self-audit, and fix your life. I know when to say I know when to say it's time to refocus. I know. So this is just what I'm doing, and I understand that other people's figures may be less, others' figures will be way more. I'm sure there's someone watching this video thinking, girl, your whole salary is like a pair of shoes for me. And that's okay too. And that's why you're here also, to maybe give us advice. How can we get from where we are now to where you are? So spread love. Obviously I'm a little bit nervous because I'm putting my business out there, but please be kind, okay? Be kind. It's a little scary, but I made a promise to be as transparent as I possibly can, and this is it. What else do you do to make sure you keep track of your monthly expenses, and what advice can you give me and can you give the other people that are gonna go along this journey with me? What advice can you give us? That is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you in the next video. Bye.